If you are willing to do what all the winners in the world do in that area of your life that seems stuck, then your future can be different. Taking responsibility in this way does not at all imply that your situation is your fault or that you caused it. It only means that since you find yourself in it, you are willing to put your arms around it and take ownership to make it better. We understand that it sometimes takes more than just willingness. There are willing, responsible people who sometimes remain stuck. But in those cases, the missing ingredients are usually the information, guidance, and resources necessary to bring about change. And we will help you by supplying these very items. We will join your willingness to take ownership of your life, even if you did not cause your problem or situation, and we will guide you in taking the steps that can lead you to the place where you want to be. Sometimes all it takes for good, responsible people to take ownership of a situation and make a change is just to know what the next steps are. For example, a person may be in a relationship with someone who truly is a problem. It really is the other person's fault. But even when dealing with a problem person, you will learn that if you just know what responsible step to take from your side, you can change a relationship and sometimes even turn the person around. Or, if you know what responsible steps to take in a situation like depression or anxiety, where the symptoms are sometimes caused by trauma or bad treatment from others, you can change a situation that you did not cause. Finding the missing piece. Whether it involves a clinical issue such as depression, anxiety, or addiction, a relational problem such as marriage or dating, or a career that will not get moving, if you are willing to be the kind of person who takes responsibility for what you can do and change your focus from what you cannot control, you can improve the situation or solve the problem. God designed you to be able to do that, and He will empower you to bring it about. So, to both kinds of people listening to this book, those who have not yet taken responsibility for their lives, and those who are ready to do it but do not know what to do in a particular situation, we invite you to listen on. Discover how responsibility is not a negative word, but the one piece that has been missing in your quest to realize your dreams and desires.
Chapter 1. Excuses change nothing, but make everyone feel better. Mason Cooley. Where should the line be drawn between an individual's own responsibility to take care of herself and society's responsibility to ensure that others shield her? What do you think these words could be referring to? What evil does the questioner suggest is lurking out there that society needs to come to grips with so that you and I will be safe? Nuclear war? Well, I agree. A society should place the responsibility on its own shoulders to protect us all from nuclear holocaust. How about serial killers? Well, that's another good guess. The FBI spends a lot of time and resources taking responsibility for making sure that you are safe from the Hannibal Lecters of the world. What about an outbreak of bird flu, E. coli, or some other deadly disease? Right again, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control has your back covered. So which of these mortal dangers was the opening quote referring to when it asked where society should step in and make sure that you are okay? The answer? None. Guess what the culprit was that spawned this quote? I'll give you a hint. The quote comes from a ruling by a United States federal judge. Still wondering? The perpetrator so dangerous that protection from it may require the collective power of our entire society is a McDonald's hamburger. Now just think. It took a judge in the United States federal court to figure out the answer to that question. Why? Because two girls were overweight and claimed that McDonald's was responsible for their eating habits. The attorney for the plaintiffs argued that McDonald's food was, quote, physically or psychologically addictive. From that perspective, these poor girls just didn't have a chance. The Golden Arches reached out and grabbed them, pulled them in, and force-fed them, so to speak. But common sense, and as we shall argue, the created order, prevailed. Part of the judge's opinion held that, quote, if consumers know, or reasonably should know, the potential ill health effects of eating at McDonald's,